All right, we alive, we alive, we alive, we alive. What's the deal, people? You know it is Don Tony Teflon. I'm back at you another video, and this is just we're gonna chat a little bit. We're gonna talk about obviously what the title says from season 5. We will do that and everything else, and give you my thoughts. I'll take your calls and I'll take your thoughts on what you think is going to happen this upcoming season, and more importantly, what you want to see this upcoming season, right? They have to answer some questions. We know that, but what questions are important to answer and what important questions are not as important, right? It's going to be something going on here. So we have to see, because obviously they're not going to be able to answer every question. Let me make sure I have the right microphone on. 1 second. It don't be the right mic. It is the right mic. All right, we're good to go. So yes, we got to figure out certain things and all that good stuff. But before I get into that, and we'll see how long I'll be on. I'll be on for a little bit, but not on like as one of these all night streams. I just can't do it tonight. Obviously, we have jobs and everything else and stuff like that. But besides that, real quick. So I know people have said that I have not put out videos in a while. 100%. I was on vacation. I did it. People follow me on Instagram and stuff. And you should follow me on Instagram, because you'll see that, I posted stuff that's going on and everything else. I was on vacation. I went away for a little while and stuff, and I've been doing stuff like that and everything else. So that is the reason why I was not able to make videos and put videos out and stuff like that. Number 2 reason is that I work on stuff. Like when I'm not doing stuff and putting stuff out and everything else, I am working on new techniques to make new videos and do new things and try to get things right, because in the end, this thing has to get right, and I expect it to get right. You know what I mean? So I have to do better than what I have done, and I have broken down a whole lot of things. I've done a lot of looking at the channel and everything else, and seeing what's going wrong with it, what's going right with it, and everything else. And I could see that. Listen, I've done uploaded, I think, 1,500 videos on this channel since I started, right? 1,500 videos and all that stuff, right? It's a lot of video, a lot of content I put out. But a lot of the content I have put out, I realized that when I look back at the things that I put out, that it's really just content of the time. Meaning I've done shows, and when the shows end, that content is kind of obsolete on my channel and stuff. Now, certain people do go back and watch old Game of Thrones theories and stuff like that, but majority of stuff that I put out there, whether it's these from videos or things like that, it's for the 1 year, and then for the set time of the season, and usually it's over after that, right? And that's the way it goes. So I have to change some things up. Now, I'm not getting away from making content like the from stuff and all that. I enjoy that, but I will be doing 3 bigger videos a month that will give the effect of being able to have something out there that could be, let's just say, evergreen for a better turn, and reach a wider audience than just what's going on with that show at that time. So I've been working on that and everything else and all that good stuff. Oh, we got a new co-host here right now. RJ's a new co-host. That's so I'll be doing those type videos. I have already 1 done, and I'll be doing 3 before I even put out the first one, and then I'll just be dropping them as it goes. And hopefully these videos take off and they do their thing and everything else. But we'll see how it goes. But in the end, I'm not stopping covering shows. I will always be doing that because I love doing that. But I have to do better when it comes to putting out content that can outlast television shows, if you understand what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You only go so far doing these things like that. There's only a couple of channels that can maintain things like that. You know what I mean? And make enough views. And I'm not trying to just make like a little bit of views and 100,000 views a video or 200,000. I'm trying to make like 10 million views a video. Like I want to hit to that point. So the content I'm putting out there is to push me towards getting, and of course I gotta get to 1 million views first a video, but I want to be able to consistently put out videos that get 1 million, 3 million views a video. And videos like the ones I'm putting out, it's just not going to happen. It's impossible for them videos to hit that. So that's all I'm saying, and that's what it's all about and everything else. So expect to see videos like that dropping very soon. It'll be 3 of those videos a month. I'll divulge more information about it and stuff. I can't put it all out there right now because motherfuckers like to copy me. Y'all know this deal. And if I put something out there, the motherfuckers just try to run out there and just copy and do what I do. So I just gotta do what I just gotta get these things done. When I'm done with the 3 of them, then I'll drop the first one. I'll drop 3 a month, and then I'll work on the 3. Always be 3 ahead. That way, when I do it that way, and everything else. All right. So that is what's going on and all that stuff. You know what I mean, and everything else. But in the end, it doesn't stop anything that I'm doing on here when it comes down to just covering the shows that I love to cover and everything else. And I should have had a video about the Lioness. I was going to cover that this season and stuff and all that, and Dexter and the From and everything else and all that. But in the end, you got to understand, like, this is the last season of From going to pop off. And when this season is done, it's done. And then what, right? Then I'm searching again for another show to find and see if they could blow up on that show. And it's just like a constant loop when I do this. You know what I mean? It's a constant loop, sir. And then I got to build the audience again for that television show because the algorithm doesn't know that show. And it's a constant loop, a constant cycle that I have to do. And a lot of times it's not very, it's not good for your mental health. You know what I'm saying? It's not good for, like, you start a new show and then you get 1,000 videos on this show, views on this show, and then you got to start a new show and hope to get 3,000 views or 4,000. It's like, I don't want 3,000-4,000 views on videos, man. Like, I'll take it for these things like that, but I need videos that could do 10 million views. 4 million views, 2 million views. I need video constantly like that, you know what I mean, and stuff. So in order to get videos like that, I can't just talk about television shows. I have to talk about something else, which I will, and y'all will see that in the whole thing. All right, so that's what's going on, you know what I mean? That's what it is and stuff like that. But again, we will not shy away from color and things like that. And Quentin saying you should cover Welcome to Dairy season 2. I was going to cover the first season and stuff of Welcome to Dairy, and I'll see what I could do again, you know what I mean? But once again, even if I cover Welcome to Dairy and I cover things like that, it just goes back to that same loop. That show ends, then you got to find a new show. That show ends, you got to find a new show. Not all show has the same type of fandom, and then it's like a grind that is like it's not sustainable to me at this point in my life to continue to do that over and over again and everything else like that. So I have to do videos, you know what I mean, that can get those type of views that I'm looking for to subsidize the low views that I get covering shows that I like to cover, if you understand what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Only got so many hours in the day. So that's why I have to do these videos. So that's why I haven't put out any videos, because I've been working on these other videos and everything else like that. And you will see my editing skills are very, very, I've been working on these things hard, and I will be putting a whole lot of stuff like that. You'll see. I would say it's more of a documentary style video than anything. That's the best way I can say it or call it. But yeah, we'll see when they start dropping in a little bit, you know what I mean, and everything else like that. And I love doing the Dexter stuff, and I love doing all that. And Silo and Severance and things like that and all that stuff. Yeah, that's great. Again, as I say, it's just that constant grind of the next show and finding the next show and getting the next show. And then I'll even go into a little more, because then you deal with people which is nothing wrong with it, and I'm not saying anything, especially if they're just doing reviews. You deal with people who get screeners, and then if you get the screeners and I don't get screeners, and you get screeners and stuff and they come out, then you have the edge to put the video out first. You could do the video a week ahead of time, 2 weeks ahead of time, put the video out as soon as the thing drops, eat up a lot of views, get your algorithm boosted, and then when someone drops a video a day later, it's a good chance you can get some views, but not as good as the ones that first dropped and all that, right? So, and I see a lot of people who get screeners who drop videos from first and they still don't get no views, right? So it goes both ways. Again, in the end, it's just a grind. It's like a hamster wheel when you do it this way. Like, to me, that's the way I feel, like it's a hamster wheel that I'm just going on and on and on and on and on about. And then eventually when you do shows like From, when I first covered From, like really no one was covering it, and you start covering the show and you're doing good and everything else, and then a lot of other people start covering it, and then it gets crowded and everything else, and it's just not that I don't care. I don't really care about that. I mean, everyone has the right to make their money and everyone has the right to do what they got to do. But I can only cover shows myself that I actually like. I just can't cover shows that I'm not feeling anything for. You know what I'm saying? So I got that's all I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? So I have to do something to subside, to give me the clarity to do these other videos that hopefully I can get views on. We'll see if they do. I'm not expecting them to get views right away, but I'm willing to do a 9-month grind on doing these types of videos out there and putting them out there. And hopefully, if one of them does catch up, then the other ones will catch along with them. But I think it's interesting topics that I'm doing them on, and I think that y'all will enjoy it when it's all said and done. So that is what it is. And you gotta understand too, I've been in this game for 10 years doing this. So other people who do it and are willing to do that and have done that recently, they just started their YouTube career. And I was a lot more gun-ho, like doing those things when you first start. But when you've done it for 10 years and you're looking at the returns and everything, it's different than when you just first start, right? So I understand how people, other people are just getting into it and everything else, and they should go through the grind and everything else. But I just have to pivot to do something else. Not that I'm giving up what I'm doing. I just have to do other videos that have the chance to score much bigger views than a television review of a show. If you understand what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And that's it. Tony bagged the Costa and lost that drive. Nah, that made my drive go even harder. That makes my drive go even harder, bro. That makes me go better, harder. Trust me. You know what I mean? Pause on that though. You know what I'm saying? But no, trust me, that makes me want to grind even harder. And I ain't bagged Costa's a fictional character. So I bagged the fictional character. Fictional characters don't keep you better warm than that. Tony's first video will be him interviewing a vampire while on vacation. Yes, it will be. That is who I've come in contact with, and that's what I'm doing and everything else. People know kind of with you, Tony. Thank you so much. You know what I mean, and all that. Because I really appreciate finding each. I appreciate that too. Just hope you support it when it comes out, and if it's something you're interested in, then support the videos when they come out and everything else. And if you're still coming in from content or Dexter content and things like this, these shows like that, then I will still be doing things like that and everything else. What up to my mother, who's in the chat right now? It means y'all got to watch your mouth. As I hi, my love, Mom misses you. I miss you too, Mom. I love you too. Tell Pops I said what up too and everything. And Mom, I'm going to be contacting you about a video tape that Colette talked to me about a little bit and stuff. So I got to contact you about getting me that tape, that DVD and stuff up here and stuff. But I'll call you and talk to you about that tomorrow. All right. Are you still doing, again, so in case you just got here, are you still doing From and Dexter? 100%. I'm still doing From, I'm still doing Dexter, I'm still doing shows, reviews when they come out. I will still do weekly reviews for shows that I like when they come out. I am just doing other videos that have the potential to hit higher numbers so that I can do these shows like that. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the only way I'll be able to sustain doing shows like From. But I have no intention of not doing Dexter or From, or shows I enjoy. I love doing that more than anything. This is just think of it of a side hustle. All right, and everything else like that. So I'll still be doing that, and those views are good, and that money is good. That's good money, but that's not quit your job money on those videos. You ain't getting quit your job money on those videos. Like I'm trying to get quit your job money. I'm trying to get, you know what I mean, money like that. I'm trying to get big dough like that, and the only way to get big dough like that is to do other things besides shows like this, because there's no quit your job money in that. I don't have like a team like New Rockstars that I could just do a script and then the team edits the video and puts it out, and you can just cranking stuff out and cranking content out like that, and have people write shit for you, and you just gotta say, I don't have that. I don't have that type of team. You know what I mean? So it's got to run it myself. So it's the only way I got to go and everything else. Like, we got to get Tony a sugar. Yeah, goddamn right. You goddamn right on that. You goddamn right. You got that. You goddamn right. Without a shadow of that. All right, let's talk about From. That's what y'all really want to talk about. And I've talked about this for like 15 minutes. All right. From season 4 ended. From season 5 is in the building. In fact, what I'll do is, since I will put the I'll put the link in the chat, so if people want to come on and talk to me about this show, so I don't have to talk by myself, I'll allow certain people to come on here. Maybe for a little bit, maybe for the whole show. I don't know. I have to decide. But if you are interested in talking, there's your link. The link's there, right there. Y'all can come up on here and talk to me. All right. You know what I mean? Let's go through it. From season 4, decent season. Not the top season, still season 1 top season to me. Season 4 is, I would say maybe the 3rd best season that we've gotten. I think that it was a better season than people are giving credit for. We did get a lot of answers. But again, when it comes to shows like this, when you get answers in the show, you have to get them in their entirety. And you have to give them to me where there's no room for any other judgment, right? There should be no room for judgment when it comes down to certain things. And I think that some of the answers that we got here, there's still stuff up for debate because of those answers. There's still things that you can still talk about. It should be, if there's an answer, in my opinion, then that's it. It's cut and it's dry. This is what it is, and move on. But the way they've given answers in this season, to me, is more of it answers a certain part of it, but not the whole thing, enough that you can still craft the theory thinking something else is going on. Like, if you're going to show this woman doing incantations, right? So trying to prove that this is a magic that's going on, and that's how she's able to do these things, and with these eggs and other things like that. Let's be definitive about that and show that this place is completely magical, if that's what it is. If you're going to go that far with it, go all the way with it, if that's what it is. But the way they have done it and everything else, to me, I could look at that and say, all right, it seems like this is what she's doing. But again, I still see the science fiction of the whole thing going down. When you have the lightning bolt come out of the sky and strike where the tree used to be and everything else, why is the lightning bolt coming out? What is that? Is that a spell that's causing this lightning bolt to come out? Who caused the lightning bolt to come out? And why did the lightning bolt come for that? Was it just for effects? Like, we haven't seen, that lightning bolt should have struck somebody's ass. Like, I don't give a goddamn about the lightning bolt coming down and hitting a hole. And like, you gonna have some lightning in this motherfucker. I need someone to get struck by it, right? They should have had someone get fried by this fucking lightning bolt. Like, the whole, that just don't impress me. You know what I mean? It looks good on the camera, but it doesn't in the end, you know what I mean? It doesn't in the end tell me anything more than it looks good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to know something. I need to learn, like, what was the point of it coming down? Was the point for it just to look good? Just to have a flash? Like, I would say, like the Battle of Blackwater with Tyrion, right? And Tyrion, they did the big wildfire explosion on the boat, right? It looked good, the wildfire explosion. And when that dropped, and I remember when that dropped in season 2, at the time, that was one of the biggest special effects in TV history when they did that. But it served the purpose. They just didn't do it for show. They just didn't do it and say, hey, let's make something look good and cool on the camera. They did it because of what the story was telling, and that's why you got that. And it seems to me like, when it comes down to it, the lightning bolt, because it did nothing, like it caused nothing, that it was just there just for effect. And at this point, I'm not here for effect anymore. Like, I'm not here just for it, just to show me something that looks good. I need a meaning behind it. Now, maybe they'll say it in season 5. Maybe that's what it is. But again, as I said, it's another question that's open up. And I'm not here just for the show and tell. Like let's go into like Jade when he's drinking the blood inside of the skull, and there's a bunch of spiders on the bottom of the skull. Like, why? Like, what's the significance of the spiders? Like, this is something that's been going on since season 1 with spiders. Like, and in season 4, you're still giving hints about spiders. Like, it should be to the point now that we know what the hell's going on with the spiders and what the spiders cause everything is. And that's the problem that I'm having. Like, you're not answering enough for me when it comes to things like that. And did they just put the spiders down there because they say, oh, let's make it look creepy? What would be creepy? Throw some spiders in there. You know, throw some maggots in there. Like, that would just be for effect. If it has a meaning, if the man in yellow, his true form is a spider, and that's what he really is, he's a spider masquerading as these people, then you don't have to show it completely that that's the case, but you have to give some type of hint that this is where we're going. Because if you're just showing it just for effect, just to scare somebody, or just like even with the Julie situation, and that's why she's on the thumbnail, because I think that's the main thing to me and everything when I deal with this. Like, when I deal with the Julie thing and the story walking the bill, and I understand that you could do Julie's story walking thing and you can have wrap the whole show up with it, right? You could wrap everything up with this show. You could figure this whole thing out if she just did it right, but she doesn't know. But it got away from it so fast. Like, you built up this story walking ability from last season. The haircut you built up from last season. We see the haircut. We see the reason why behind the haircut. She got a hair grab, so she wants to get. It makes sense, right? I understand what you're saying. But in the end, when it comes down to paying it off or showing, you didn't have to pay it fully off. You could have just got her back to the point where she was with Jim and did it again and figured out something. But you get it to this point, right? When we get down here, in the end, there's no payoff for it. Like you built it up early in the season, and then in the mid-season, oh, I'm just not going to do this anymore. I don't believe in it. Like, you can't do that. That's like pulling the rug from underneath somebody. You know, like, to me, that's just not the way I would want it. Now, I understand that they probably have a reason why they're doing it that way and everything else. But to me, it's just don't start something if you can't finish it. You know, Game of Thrones did that shit and last year, right, with the battle. But the reason I'll give them the pass with it, they gear up to the battle, show the armies, and then the season ends. And the reason why I'll give them a pass on it is because HBO cut them from 10 episodes to 8 episodes. So they probably had no choice but to stop there, right? So I give them the pass on that, and then they started this season with that battle and everything else. Give them the pass because of the network people got involved and cut their budget and cut their shows to 8. Zazie did that, right? Zaslav. So I understand that that's what's happened, and I understand that that's why they did it. But this, to me, is no excuse not to do it. Like, that didn't handcuff you. You weren't handcuffed by the executives to do that. You did this to stretch this story into the next season. The only reason why she all of a sudden, what's going on, Doc Kaiju? And the only reason why you stopped her from doing it and gave a bullshit reason for her to stop is because you wanted to stretch this story to next season. And to me, that's just not good enough. Like, you should have never really started it then. You can't have her go in there with the man in yellow while eating somebody, throw a bookmark on the floor, and then all of a sudden she decides that she doesn't want to do it. Who is hitting me up when I'm on a live stream and all that? Who's doing this? So it to me, when I look at it, it just doesn't make sense. It's the same thing like my girl Acosta, our girl Acosta. Like, you wanted to go somewhere with Acosta. You wanted to go that she was breaking down. Like that's where they went with it, right? That it seemed like the storyline is that she was going to break down. She was going to do something that Abby was going to do. She was going to become this fragile person in this season, and they got away from it very fast. She grabs the bus, the ambulance. She drives around. She gets locked up for it. She tells Boyd, "I just want to give me a bull. I'll do it myself." And he goes, "Oh, well, just sit down here and look through stuff and find something here that could help us out." There's nothing found. There's nothing there that was found. What did she find that was down there? Like, it just didn't, like, if you're going to go with her breaking down mentally, to me, you go all the way with that motherfucker. You let her really break down. Go all the way, break her all the way down, and then build her up. It didn't seem like she was broken down enough. Like, look at the chick who was inside of and seeing the monsters, the dolls come back to life, right? That chick, the burnt face chick, she broke down more than Acosta did, right? She was more broke. And this chick has been there for a very long time. She's seen people. Supposedly she's been there for a very long time. That's what we have to assume, right? So she has already seen people die. She has already seen people get killed. She has seen all this from the time she's been there, but now all of a sudden she just can't take it. She can't take it, and she go grab the gun and try to blow her head off, right? Let's get Acosta, who hasn't been there that long, to this point. Let's have her see something to make her go to this point. Because there's nothing that she has seen up until this point. She's seen a couple of people get killed when she first arrived here, but she seemed to be taking everything in stride. Like, she seemed to be pretty good with it and everything, right? Let's use that storyline of Patty. Thank you very much for giving me the name. I can't see who did that. Samuel, I appreciate that. Like, let's give her some of that. And I understand she got her face put in the fire, and that may do something to you, right? And everything else. And I don't want to see Acosta's beautiful face put in no fire. Like, that's out. We don't need to see that bullshit. We don't want to see that at all. But I'm saying, let's put her in a situation where if she's going to really freak out, let her freak out. It kind of reminds me of like Daenerys, and when they said that she became the Mad Queen. What did Daenerys do to become the Mad Queen? What did they show? They told us she's the Mad Queen, and they showed her burning King's Landing, but Cersei Lannister also chopped her best friend's head off right in front of her. What did you think she was going to do? Like, they didn't show her go off into this depth of madness. I think they're doing a better job with Rhaenyra in that sense of showing how Rhaenyra is getting so paranoid that she's becoming crazy because she's so paranoid. We did not see that with Daenerys. It basically looked like she had a bad hair day, and then all of a sudden she got crazy, right? Because they didn't go all the way with it. You should have set this up and went all the way with it and shown her transforming to the point where she started going crazy like this. So when she did this, you could look at it. It was crazy. To me, it looked like it was justifiable what she was doing. If you're going to go out there, kill her best friend, chop her best friend's head off in front of her, what do you think she's going to do? What do you think she's going to do? She's got 3 dragons. What do you think is going on here? And you kill her dragon. You kill one of her dragons. You chop her best friend's head off in front of her. All these things happen to her. And then all of a sudden, she starts burning people and says, oh, she's crazy. And Jon Snow has to kill her. Now he has no choice but to stab her and kill her. What are you talking about? And that's what I mean by not going all the way. Like, to me, it seemed like Acosta deserved. And that actress, she is such a good actress. Amazing. If you haven't seen anything, I've seen all this stuff. So I know how far her talent really goes. Give her the stuff to work with and let her show her chops. Let her flex that muscle. I could say the same thing for Elgin's character. Like Elgin's character, it just didn't go for me. Because after what he's been through, there was no, what did he get out of it? Now, hopefully, what we get, hopefully, when it goes down with Elgin, that Sophia changes into him, and then the actor who plays Elgin has a chance to flash some of his chops too. But you can't just give all the good shit to Jade and Tabitha and Boyd and Victor. Like, you're giving all of them, and then you're not getting in the secondary characters. And obviously they're secondary characters for a reason. We understand that. But if you're gonna have them in there and play pivotal roles, you need to flesh some stuff out for them and let them do some stuff. And that is what my biggest issue with the season. Overall, I thought it was a good season. And I'm not saying this to bash the show, because I love this show. Love it. I love the show. Could be my favorite show on television right now. Most likely is, between that and Dexter, right? Favorite show on television. And again, and I gave critiques about Dexter last season too. And my critiques about Dexter is the same thing that I'm saying about this show. That they brought in so many killers last season that we didn't have a chance to flesh any of those killers out. And he was taking all these killers out every episode. This one's that, this one's that, this one's that, this one's that. And it was so fast, we didn't even get a chance to learn anything about these killers. Now, if you had just had one killer that was there, like they normally have, or two every season, you get to have a whole season worth of these killers and everything else, and you get to learn to hate them and how disgusting they are. But with the whole thing that happened with that Dexter is that there were so many killers that we never even got the chance to see them do their job or do what they do or anything about it, because he just took them out too quick because he had to get through them. And the Gemini Killer would have been amazing to see a whole season of the Gemini Killer. Could have did that whole season. Could have did any of those characters, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's no different. I'm giving the same critique that I gave to that show, to this show, to Game of Thrones, the same thing. So I don't want anything like I'm bashing it. I need to see more from these people. I want to see more from these people. I want to care about these people if something happens to them. Like Elgin died, and I'm more concerned about my boy Nathan being out of work with a job than I am about the character in the show. Right? I ain't cared about the character. I'm more concerned about the actor. Like, damn, my man ain't gonna be in the show no more. Man, he ain't gonna get that income. That check ain't gonna be going. That's what I'm thinking. More than caring about the character in the show. And I want to care more about the characters in the show. And the only way I can care more is if you show me more. And it seems like they're focusing you caring on people that we don't think have a chance of dying. Like, we don't believe any of them have a chance of dying. I don't think Boyd's dying. Maybe last season, last episode, something like that. I don't think Ethan's dying. I don't think Jade's dying. I don't think Tabitha's dying. But these are the ones that we have the most background on. These are the ones that we care the most about because we have stuff to care about them. And they're not giving the other people. So when the other people die, oh well. And that's the way I feel about it. Because, oh well. Next. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm trying to say about it and everything. And if y'all think I'm wrong, then you could feel that I'm wrong and everything else. I'm just telling you my feelings, and I think my feelings are valid. And that's the way I feel. And, you know, when you have a big cast, you got to be able to do this. Father Daniel says the season slept on Julie, Sarah, and a few others. I agree. It did. It definitely did. It focused too much on the main characters that we know aren't anything. They said, are we calling in tonight? No, I put a link in the description for people to come on. I'm not going to do the phone calls right now. I put the link in there and everything else. Where the fuck is fucking Phil? Uh, Phil is probably fucking. I don't know. How do I know? I have no idea. Hopefully, he's having a good time. I just popped this on right now. I just went live, so Phil had no notifications or anything else like that. If I would have just been able to, if I would have talked to him, everything else, I'm sure that he would have been able to get it out there and everything else like that, right? So uh, that's not on Phil. That's more on me and everything. All right, so let's go through what we've learned. If anyone has any questions, please you can. If y'all really need me to turn the telephone on, you're gonna call, then I'll do it. But if not, then you know what I mean. I ain't gonna do it. Is it true that Billie Jean is your lover? No. Billie Jean is not my lover. She says that I am the one, but the kid is not my son. I can guarantee you that. Guarantee you. Don't believe her. Don't believe her. Next going on and everything else. What up, Fine Breezy? What up? I haven't said what up to people. Let me say what up to so what up to Laura? What up to Fine Breezy? What up to Doc Kaiju? I see my girl Anna was in the building for a second. Anna, I thought would have been the first person to jump on the stream with me, but nope, she didn't. She didn't. What up to our girl from the land down under? Carla up in the building, rocking with us right now and stuff. You know, I love you all. I love all of you. I'm glad that y'all still here rocking with me, even after the season and everything. Of course, what up to Sonic Boy? You know what I mean? And everything else and all that good stuff. But again, I'll do one more time for the link. That's it. If you want to jump on with the Don Tony Teflon and you want to talk about from the next season or even this season that just passed, you can do so. This is the one time. I don't really put these things out and allow people to come on here with me. I don't really, I allow you to call, but not come on here with me. But I'm allow you to do it now, real quick. All right. And all that good stuff and everything else. What's the next cover, Carla? Carla said, Byland. Ian's going. Is it Ian? Ian's bouncing. All right, man. Thanks for rocking with us for as long as you can. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. And everything else. All right. Put the link in. I guess KP is on. I see him. I don't see him, but I see him setting up. We'll see how his connection is and everything else. And we'll see if it goes down. We'll get him on here if when I see his face on the screen, he's ready to go. He did get that new iPhone, he said, right? So his stuff should be popping and stuff. So we'll see if it's actually popping. We'll see how it's rolling and stuff. But yeah, so that was my stuff about the season that I just didn't think that worked. And I hope that they fix this stuff, you know what I mean, a little bit better for and people are saying that they are not camera ready. You don't have to show yourself on the camera if you just want to talk. It's fine. I won't allow, I usually force people to show themselves, but it's all right. I could even keep you off the screen and people could just hear your voice and you ain't got to worry about that also. So I could get you on and do that way. So, you know what I mean? Don't worry about it. If you just want to come on and just your voice be heard. All right. Let me tell you about the things that I loved about this season. Number one, let me talk about the performance of Doug Hugh. All right. We didn't get a lot of Doug. So it's a twofold part. Stuff I loved him. We didn't get a lot of Doug this season, but the stuff we did get was amazing. The sinisterness of him. He's more of a Freddy Krueger type villain where he's got jokes. You know what I mean? But when he does say stuff, like you believe him. Like when he tells Tabitha, "I'm not going to kill you yet." After he says all this stuff, good stuff to her, like that was amazing. Like that was perfectly done. that you could not do it better. I mean, he had his chance. They really like. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. They really have a chance, or had a chance. I don't know if they still do. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. All right. Let me see. Let me see if I can bring in KP real quick. What's going on, man? You got
Hello, good evening, good evening. How is everybody doing tonight?
everybody's doing very well. How are you?
Listen, I'm just about to drive home, heading just left leaving the office here.
All right.
So I said, are you here? Is everybody here and seeing me okay? Is my connection good?
Your connection is fine. You're doing very well.
All right, excellent, excellent.
All right,
So
let me look, real quick. Let me finish what I was saying before you
yeah,
go.
yeah, you go ahead.
All right. So the thing about like they had a chance to really make an iconic villain in the horror series with the Man in Yellow. Like he could have really, I could see if they really went more in with him and Doug playing the character. Like he could have really, but I can't say he'd go to Freddy Krueger heights, but he could be close for the way it's been playing. And they nerfed him by changing him to Sophia. Again, Sophia, the actress who plays this what is Chef's Kiss. She is amazing at what she does. And I really think that she has a chance to be a huge Hollywood star. I think if she's giving opportunity, I think she will get a crack at it. She's going to get a role. And but as for everything she does, she's an amazing actress. And I love seeing her and I love everything about her in it. But this saying about Doug, I needed more Man in Yellow than what they gave me. Like it wasn't enough just for the one scene with Tabitha. That just makes me want more, And I think that they went to that switch very early on and maybe a little too early with it in my liking because I would have liked to see more Doug. You know what I mean? And then bring in the Sophia situation, like I mean, halfway through the season. But let's get a full thing of the Man in Yellow. Let's get the Man in Yellow out there doing his shit. You know what I mean? So that is why. That's one thing I loved and one thing I did not like. I wish they would have gave us some more Man in Yellow. All right, go ahead, KP.
I Let me tell. I agree with. I mean, what you just said about the man in yellow embodies what I was trying to say about him. They definitely had a chance of creating, and you know what, I will give them the mercy of the grace of saying, because they still do have the chance to do it, right? I think of making the man in yellow a Jason or um a Leatherface, a iconic horror villain type person, or slasher film type person that like people would reference as a pop culture thing. So, but my biggest fear for From is, and I've said this a few times before, is the lostification of From, where we never really get answers. We just get more and more questions. So like you're squeezing me, squeezing me, squeezing me. You're creating this ridiculous tension in the air, and you're squeezing me so much that it is almost impossible for you to satisfy me when you give me the actual release. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. It makes a lot of sense. And I agree that he could have been that. He could have been that big, and I think that I don't know if he can be in the limited amount of time that they're giving him. I just don't think
Yeah.
it can go. But as for the lostification of the show, and I didn't see Lost, I don't know Lost, but I know about it. But it seems that what the fans have done in Lost is that people can still make theory videos, 20 years after Lost came out, which
Hmm.
means that they didn't answer enough questions that there can still be theories. Like to me, when it's over, there should be no more theories that could be made up because they all been settled.
Yep.
And the fact that people
100%.
could do that 20 years means that they didn't settle everything and there's still too much openness. And I hope that does not happen with this show. at all. I hope that they really wrap it all up to the point where there's no debating on what it is and what's going on here.
The reason why that happened in Lost, I believe, and I think it's been said, is after I think the third or fourth season, every season they filmed and shot and produced as though it were to be the last season, and they only knew that they were going to get a next season in the last five during the last 5 episodes or so. So at like 5 episodes to go now, you have to, because I imagine you'd have two scenarios. You'd have a say, okay, if we don't get picked up, then here's how we're going to end. But if we get picked up, this is how we're going to continue. And but because they kept prolonging their eventual completion, the they had to figure out ways of continuing to create tension. And their response to that was to answer questions with more bigger and complex and sometimes downright stupid questions. So at the end of the day, when you got the answer about the man in black and the man in white, and they're playing the chess game like that, like the Seventh Seal, and this is a kind of a story of Job, two powerful entities using humans or a human to figure out if humans are good or if they're bad, and like that. I've seen this movie before. Am I making sense?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying 100%. RJ, what's going on?
Hi, Tony. Hey, Kiki. Hi, everyone in the
Hi,
chat.
hi, good evening.
Hi. I was just coming on to say hey to everyone. I wanted to know if you're gonna play any more games like the Death Bingo and stuff like that next
Like
season.
the jackpot games again.
Yeah, I
Wow,
like those games.
you were around for back then.
Yes.
That was a long time ago when I did. It's funny, I did those games back then, and I still see people that watch me do those streams back then on their channels. They're still playing those same games that I played and stuff back then. But no, I would do it again if people wanted to play and stuff. I would definitely do it. It's not pride. That would
That
have
was
to be.
during COVID, right?
Yeah, that was a COVID thing. Oh, was
Yeah,
it
yeah, that
COVID?
was
Yeah,
fun.
I was around COVID and stuff and all that and everything else. But I would definitely do it again. Definitely, people wanted to do it. I would definitely have fun doing that.
You should do a game like Who Goes in the Box next season.
Oh, I could definitely. And no one, they know that's another thing. The box was supposed to be this deadly thing. We only got one use of the box and never seen the box again. That was the end of the box.
I don't think
The
nobody's gonna
box
go
could
in
have been
there.
an interesting. The box could have been an interesting MacGuffin. Like that could have been the box and using it probably once or twice between the last 4 seasons would have been an
Mhm.
interesting, like it would have been an instrument to add to the story.
I mean, you
Yeah,
said, go
gotta
ahead.
have
Oh,
some
go ahead.
bark to the bite.
Yeah, and like you have things like Boyd saying, "Oh, we're gonna catch one of these monsters." They never do it. Like you can't have the man end an episode like that where it's you end it on that when you end something on the episode, right? When that was the ending of the episode, like that was like the last scene that we've seen in that thing. You're saying that this is an important thing that we just heard here. We're
And
gonna
then we
catch,
never hear about it again.
and you never heard about it, never gets brought up, never again. You know what I mean? And you can't do that. If you're gonna say you're gonna catch a monster, I expect them to attempt to catch a monster next season or something. I expect
And
them
it
to
would be
grab one up.
it is a good idea. Like that is something that if I was in a situation, that's something I'd like to do. All right, let's corner one of these guys, and like scrap, because the last time we had a body, it was really weird. So let's see if everybody is as all these of us is as odd. You
But
know,
who's gonna be the bait for the box?
Jade or Tabitha. It's
Well,
one or
maybe
the
that's the
other.
punishment. You do something wrong, you gotta be bait.
Well, you
Yeah,
just it's easy to catch the bot. I mean, it would be easy. You just all you gotta do is go into Randall's. you go inside of Randall's bus.
But
You have the monster come through the front of the bus, and then you go out the back of the bus and you hang out and you hang the thing up and it's trapped inside and it can't get out. And you got him. I mean, I thought
that's
that's what
a
they were
good
going
bit.
to use it for, but instead they use it for the Kenny chase scene where he gets chased and jumps up and all this stuff, and they use it for that instead of actually catching somebody, which I thought was a good scene with Kenny. But in the end, for a second they had me thinking that Kenny had a possibility to die, but then I said to myself, "Well, this is Kenny; he ain't dying," and he didn't.
And this is what I'm saying about these shows. Like, they introduce so many interesting ideas, people, props, like the box. Like, they introduce so many of these interesting things, and never let any one of them go anywhere. We
They
never
don't.
see how any of these things tie into the story and why. Oh yeah, this particular thing. Okay, when the the pumpkin patch kids came to life and was like punching people and killing people and whatnot, right? What what was the point of that?
It seems more spectacle. And that's the whole thing.
Yeah,
And I said it's the five. They have the ideas, but their follow through is terrible, right? And everything else. It's like hitting a tennis ball with a tennis racket. Like you have the good intention of hitting a solid forehand, but when you swing it at the
hmm
forehand, you're not catching the ball solid enough to get it over the net, and the ball's straying all over the place. You're not following
correct.
through, and that happens when you follow through, not the actual stroke, but the ending of the stroke is not correct. And yes, I do play tennis, that's why I know that. You know what I mean? And that is the problem with the show. They're just not
Mm.
following through with the stuff they're setting up enough to make it really interesting. And
I
that's
think
what I'm
they
saying.
I think they're going down too many avenues at once. They should like less is more. Give us more answers to the mysteries that we already have, and then you could flush them out more instead of like, hey, what kind of new stuff can we throw at the audience this week? You know.
Yeah, because I look at these shows as like in terms of how they develop the mystery and how we find out the mystery and solve the mystery as like an upside down pyramid, a V. So at this top you have 25 different possibilities of what could be happening here, and every season that number should go down to 20, 20, 15, 10, 5, 3. Oh, and finally, in the last season, you realize, no, 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 it's this one. This is the fight. This is the actual way this story ends. And it seems to me that they're just going straight. Every season, they're adding new mysteries that could turn the story from one path to seven paths. And we never get that. We never get the release of figuring something out and knowing for a fact that, okay, th- this show has changed now because we have this new information. Does that make sense?
It does. And like I say, like even when you look at the Victor situation, right? If you're gonna do the whole Victor Henry situation where Henry's going to do this, at this point, there's no consequence from all of that. Like everything we've seen him go through and all this stuff and all the medical stuff and everything else and all these illusions got what in the end? It got Victor to tackle him. Like that's the payoff for all of that was a tackle by Victor. Like that's not a big enough pay. If you're gonna go through this story, there has to be a consequence from this situation. There has to be something there that has to happen. A tackle on the goddamn thing. It's not good enough for me. Like you needed to have him shoot Ethan. You needed to have him shoot Victor. You need to have the bullet ricochet and do something. There needed to be a consequence for all of that delusion. And instead, we just get a tackle and Victor tackling him on the bed. It's not enough. That's not a big enough payoff for all that setup that you put in there. You could have did if you're going to do that, you should have put that in something else that actually got a payoff in the end.
You had to send Tabitha back into the real world to find this man and bring him back here so that Victor could wrestle him to the bed.
Well,
Like,
Victor been surviving on peaches his whole life. He don't have no muscle strength. He's not gonna do nothing. I mean,
No, yeah, listen, yeah. At least they should have him have like fruit cocktail. It would have been better. Like I like the fruit cocktail myself more than peaches when I was young. My mom could attest to that. I used to like the fruit cocktail much better than the damn peaches.
With a little vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, I used to like that fruit cocktail. That was much better than the damn peaches and stuff. The fact he likes those peaches just shows you how much good taste he really has and stuff. But again, once again, it's just something that there is that there's not enough follow through with what's going on here, and that
100% correct.
People saying the lightning was foreshadow or a turning point in the cycle. Maybe it is, but it needs to be explained that that's what it is. Like you can't just shoot the bolt of lightning and then nothing happened from it. Like what did the lightning do?
Nothing.
Like what did it do? What did it call? At least when they had the high winds and they did that whole storm, it blew the thing off the roof, right? It blew the radio off the roof. There was an effect from it. It put the glass. It
made it higher for the
high. Like
it made it hard for them to do this thing they're trying to do.
Yeah, the lightning bolt didn't do anything. Like if the lightning bolt would have hit and destroyed all the bones, then it does something. Like it did nothing. It to me it was just for special effects. Yep. And if it is a foreshadowing of a turning point in the cycle, they have to say that. They have to say, oh, when this is an omen, when this happens, this means this is going to happen, and then show that happen to build the audience up for it. So, oh my God, it's coming true and all that, but they did nothing about it. So I can't say anything. I can't say anything about it and everything else.
One other thing that grinds my gears. This is that one thing that annoys me about From a little bit is that they introduce almost every season. They introduce us to one or two new faces for no reason. So what's the black lady's name? I can't remember her name. And she's in the Bacta. What did we need Bacta to be here? Like
somebody got to cook.
Somebody would have cooked. Because I'm wondering what is the policy for collateral damage in this program, meaning to say who are the people that need to be here and who are the people who are just here by accident or just here as food, and why did you decide to just randomly pick these people to just be to bring them into the absolute worst kind of situation anybody could ever be put in? Like, why are they here by accident? Are the people who are putting on this experiment just complete sociopaths that don't care that they're taking completely innocent people that have nothing to do with this drama and introducing them into the absolute worst kind of situation one could be in? Does that not bother you guys?
It's not people, KP. Remember, it's aliens. Tony has told us 1,000,000 times. It's aliens. Okay?
You're correct.
Even if it's aliens.
Stop thinking about humanity.
Even if it's aliens, it's clear that they're saying, like, for example, Jade and Tabitha have to be here, right? It's clear that we know the aliens need Jade and Tabitha to be here. If let's just say they're aliens, they need Jade and Tabitha to be there. Cool. Why do we need Bacta to be there? Why do you need Elgin to even Elgin had a little bit of a job, but like up to this point, even why did you need Acosta to be there as much as we love Acosta? Because
yes, we do.
You introduce us to new characters and you give them a couple interesting lines. You let them shoot somebody. You let them get their eye taken out. You let them get their face burned, and then their story comes to nothing. It's like, why did you guys just torture these other just people that seem to have nothing to do with the story, just here by accident? Why did you decide to torture these people? They're people
and they try to explain it as the shark's net and the minnows and other people just getting caught up in the net. They tried to explain it that way. That's not good enough. But again, it's not me saying it's aliens, it's experts.
We have all sorts of stories, mythologies, legends that could be interpreted as gods, who in reality were misinterpreted extraterrestrials.
Nothing I can do about it. Mom, have a good night, Mom. I love you. I'll speak to you tomorrow. All right. You know, but in the end, it's not me saying, and I still believe that this has stuff to do with with aliens and alien technology, and I actually have proof of it too, and I have proof that I had proof that the things that people are saying, that people think is going on, is not the fact, and if you just use what they've given you, you would be able to see it. I see it clear as day and everything else. And it's hard for me to say these things on live streams because there are noticeable content creators, new ones that
Copying you.
have been
I'm sorry.
watching my videos and Real Theories, my man Real's video, Enigmas and Theories, and actually just verbatim, just saying exactly what dudes say 2 years ago and acting like they made it up. You know, and new dude.
They didn't even remix the words. They did not even
Oh,
bother to
they didn't even,
remix the
yeah, they didn't try to
words.
remix the words or nothing. They just spit it verbatim. And it's new dudes. It's not the old cast of people. It's new dudes who just came on the scene this year doing this shit. And as I said before, I'm not gonna give that person any plug because he doesn't deserve it and everything else. But it's people that like we know. Like, don't think we don't see it, bro. We see it. We hear it. We got fans that tell us, and people in your comment section be telling you the same thing. Like, people, you can't come up with your own stuff, then you shouldn't be in this game, man. And that's just the bottom line. You shouldn't be in the game if you can't come. Just do recaps. Don't try to make no theories up when you're just stealing people's shit. Can't respect you. And I told people before that if they were going to do a podcast with people, that they were going to pick like soft people, and like this person would be like one of those people, like he's a soft person and everything else. But it's a new cat, not someone who just been on there for 2-3 years. He just started making videos this year, this person. But I ain't gonna give that person no more plug or anything else like that. But just know
Wait, is it an official from podcast, or is it just he's just
no,
that
no,
just doing thing?
I don't know if there's an official from podcast, or I don't think that's that case. I don't know if
Not from MGM.
if they were gonna do something like that, then it would definitely be. And this for the record, so people know, I am not talking about E-Man or anyone like that. Said this person just came on to see, because I know how people like to start stuff and everything else. I'm not talking about him at all. It's somebody who just jumped on the scene, and he is a person of color too, which makes it even more depressing. Not a black man of color, but
It be your own folks. It be your
not a black
own
man of
folks.
color, but someone.
You can't get on by stealing. That's not how you. That's not gonna work. You gotta send Teflon checks, like me and KP
Yeah,
do.
man.
You gotta put that on a T-shirt.
You know,
So quick question to the caller. I can't, what's your name?
RJ,
Rose.
you say
So
Earl.
Rose. Okay,
Mhm.
Rose. Quick question for you and Tony. Uh, season five is season five to be the last season, or we getting a season 6 too?
This is it.
No,
This
that's
is
it.
season five. Okay, cool. So season 5, last episode. What do you guys what are 2 things that you must see in season 5, or
Yeah.
else this is just a lost cause? What are 2 things that are must sees for you?
Ladies
Uh,
first.
I want to see Victor's sister. That's been like a giant question mark. I want to know like what happened with her. They ain't got to show like the root to the tip because supposedly they're gonna do a spinoff or something like that. So, but I want to see her for sure. And I kind of want to see one of the main characters die. I want to see if Donna is the mole. I want to see if there's like some big grand reveal with her, because I still got money on Donna as the mole. Me and my friends, we be gambling on everything. So
You're gonna
those,
win that money. You're gonna take that money.
yeah, I got. But we have like a wild card theory, and my wild card theory is it's starting to make sense. I put that as like an alien NPC video game, and that like the aliens zap us from Earth for whatever reason, and you pick Boyd as your character. So my friend was like, "Oh, maybe the lightning bolt is a cheat code or something like that, like like up, down, left, right." So I'm like, maybe it might be something stupid like that, like an alien video game, and we just the the abductees, you know, because there's no rhyme and reason to this show. But apparently, they told Boy when they made him sign up that they got an end game, but I don't think they do.
I am beginning to doubt that fabric. I'm beginning to think that that is a fabrication, or it is an overstatement. Like either that or they completely lied to him because
Yeah,
I
they
it's
probably
clear
did.
that they
It's
probably
Hollywood,
said
baby.
we know the direction we're trying to end in, but this none of the things that they've done in season 4 and 3 make me think that this was a fully thought out train of intention.
Well,
Do you guys
they
agree with
they,
that?
they admitted that that's the case. They admitted that they didn't have the whole Clara thing, right? They didn't expect they came up with that. Well, they say they came up with it, even though fans made that theory a long time ago. But they came up with
They are in the your streams in
that.
the chat with a pen and a pad. I
they
do not
they came
care.
up with it themselves.
There
Listen,
is
It's
one
fine.
too
That's
many
fine.
times where you said something
yes,
and then boom, it was on the show, and I'm like,
yeah.
nah, man, they in here, they in this chat, this, so come up with some good ideas for the next season, Tony.
That's fine. Like take the good ones,
I'm
man.
not mad at them
Don't
taking the
take that.
ideas. Yeah, I'm not mad at them taking the ideas, but like, take the good ideas too. Like, take
Yeah,
the because
and I'll tell you, this
you're
look, and I'll tell you, I'll say this. Oh, like Julie B, my home. We love Julie B on the show. She's part, she's part of the family
shout
as
out to
always,
Julie
right?
B.
But Julie B
Shout out
had
to
made,
you, too.
and I'll say this is after I did this. Like Julie B had made the theory about the man in the blue face, and she said that it was Toby, right? And it was a good theory. It was a good shot in the dark, and she came out and she did it. And then another content creator came out and said
I
that they
remember,
had made the same theory that Julie came with
and she
right
stole
after
it.
she came up with it. So
I
that's
remember that.
now I knew that I knew Julie was wrong just from looking at the image when she put the video out, and I wasn't going to do a video on it, but I did it just because that other person stole her idea and was wrong with it. So I put the right one out there and stuff. And I tell you, people, if you're content creators, if you're out there, if you're gonna steal people's theories, steal ones that are right. All right, don't steal the wrong. Don't steal the wrong ones, man. You know what I mean, and everything else. So that's what it is. But they need to, for me, in this whole thing, if just leaving and getting out is not enough for me. They need to explain the whole purpose of this place from beginning to end, period. I don't care who gets out, who dies, and who doesn't. I need to know why this place was created from beginning to end. Don't give me this whole sacrifice of the children. Show me it. Why did they? Who was the first person that came to him and asked him to sacrifice the children? Why did they come to him and ask him to sacrifice the children? Why did they do all these things and everything else like that? Why
You
did
want
they?
to see them transform
Yes.
into the monsters too? Or-
I just want to know why are you picking these people? Why'd you run up on these people and say sacrifice your kids? Why'd you do it? Like, what was the sense of them doing it? Why'd they pick this group of people? Why was it going down like that? You need to tell me exactly why they picked this group of people and put them in this thing and decided to do this to them specifically. Like, what's the reason that you chose these people to do it out of all the other people in the world? Why would
They
these
have
people?
come too far down the line to get away with just giving us an ambiguous ending. Like, because they could have gotten away with a kind of ambiguous, well, maybe it's this or it could be that kind of ending if they did a traditional reveal show and would on like on a regular timeline. They're asking questions and then answering them, asking them, answering. So like the last question they ask, they can leave it on a cliffhanger. But
Mm,
they
it
allow
seems
so
like
many
another
questions to
video
go
game.
unanswered that now for me to feel satisfied with this ending, you have to answer every single freaking question. Like every single thing. I need to know who you are, why you came here, why you why you built this weird place, why every single person, you cannot tell me that 80% of these people here who we don't know, we don't have 80% of their names. You can't tell me that those people were just collateral damage and they got here just because they were happened to be on the bus. Like, you can't tell me that, because if you tell me that,
Every
then the people that are doing this are you have to justify it by showing me the people that are in charge and showing me that those people have no reason to care about the lives of individual humans, because like they are, spacefaring aliens, and this is just one of their random experiments, the same way you experiment
Yeah,
on
but
white rats.
every game has cannon fodder. Like when you was playing, video games, did you care about any of these zombies? Like every game got cannon
Correct.
fodder. These people got to be cannon fodder. It's a horror show.
I feel on that. So let me get to this couple. It says evil fairies versus good fairies playing it. I hate the fairy. I'm gonna be honest. I hate the fairy theory. I hated it when I first heard it, but I understand it, and I understand. Listen, collecting the teeth and everything else, it does look like that. That's the way it's going. I don't like it, but if it is the way they go, then it's their show. They could do it. So it's a good possibility that can.
And I also
And
hate
real quick, KP, real quick. Let me finish get this. And the King of Crank says they definitely need a sacrifice flashback because immortality is a terrible reason. And who did the granny sacrifice? Sophia is forcing her blood into town people. That's not a choice. 100%. Like, you need to say why they decided, because I don't know anybody who has a child that's willing to sacrifice their child so they can live forever. And especially a whole town of people, and everyone say, "Yeah, let's kill our babies." I don't know anybody who's willing to do it. So that has to get. They have to figure that out and explain that whole situation. I agree. Go ahead, Kay.
No, I just you are 100%. You're 100% correct. This, yo, again, they have asked so many. They have compounded questions upon questions that the only proper ending has to answer everything comprehensively, not just about why you're here and who you like. I also need to know about the people who created this and why they thought it was necessary to sacrifice these people in this way. But and also too, like, I don't have, like I said, you can steal people's ideas or whatever, but still, I just say steal the good ones and steal the ones that make sense. And I I think it is also, and I think there's also something about the story that, for example, Fatima's transformation. Why?
It should have been happened. Like, if you're gonna do that with her, you should have did that the other season. Like that, not the birth of Smile Monster. You should have transformed her into a monster then, and had 2 full seasons of her out there haunting everybody. Now you're gonna have like a couple of episodes of her standing out there with the people. Like, that's to have 2. It's like the Man in Yellow. You didn't have enough time. You brought him in too late. And then when you brought him in, you only gave him 15 minutes of screen time.
You give him 3 minutes on the court. 3 minutes on the court.
That's it.
Stuff. Give that man some time to breathe with that stuff. And the Fatima thing is this. Yeah. All right. So the fairies thing, if it is, and it could be, yes, Ethan did bring up fairies in episode 1, right in the thing. He did say it, but the fairies he talked about were good fairies that were taking Norman to the Lake of Tears, right? He's not talking about evil fairies. He says the fairies are going to go and save Norman by taking Norman to the Lake of Tears, right? So these are supposed to be good fairies. Now, if they want to switch it and say that these fae are bad fae and everything else, I could see it, you know what I mean? And everything else, I could understand it, and I don't like it. I don't think that's good, but I'll accept it. You know what I mean? And if they want to say that was the clue from that thing, then to me that is a very heavy-handed clue, and so heavy-handed that I think that why would you even do something like that? You know what I mean? Like, it's too much. Like Game of Thrones, let's put it like that. Game of Thrones, they bring up the White Walkers very fast, right? Mm-hmm. But in the books, the first scenes, they show the White Walkers killing dudes out there, right? So it's not a mystery of who these motherfuckers are and what they're doing. Like, it's put out there.
We know
in
the
your
others
face.
exist.
That's what it is. You know the others are there. That's what it's gonna be. Done deal. Like,
Mhm.
not just to have a kid say it in a comment and say, "Oh, that's what we meant. We need you to pick up on that from that." That's not. Don't do that. Just say it straight. Just say it and let everyone know. That doesn't need to be a mystery.
Maybe they'll flush it out. Like maybe we'll see more Doug when Julie is story walking.
I don't know
Or
how. I see Doug. He's doing this bike riding trip when everyone else is shooting right now. So when they're bringing Doug in, right? He's bike riding for cancer for a great cause right now. He's
they can
riding.
always do after shoots though.
But then he's not getting a lot of parts. Then we're dealing with
Yeah, that's true.
just a
They
couple of
could-
scenes of him and stuff. He's not there the whole thing. He should be there the whole fucking time.
And if that's the case, like, why not just make Sophia herself the body? Like, why not just make her, why do we need the man in yellow and for him to transform and what's red shit? Like, just make Sophia and her essence and her presence be the bad guy. You know what I mean? Like, if you're just going to use him for 2 or 3 transformation scenes, like, I just don't see the point of. At
I
no
think
point have
I
we been
think
told
I think that
Mr. Yellow
so
Man Yellow is dangerous or bad or whatever because of X, and these are his powers, and this is why he's here. Like, why do you even need? And the other thing what bothered me about Fatima is Fatima did nothing wrong, but she's still a monster. And you're telling me also that the other monsters killed their children, that's why they're monsters. That
mhm.
doesn't square. That circle doesn't square. So then the punishment for these people killing their child was to make them into monsters, and the punishment for Fatima for being a really nice girl that grows weed and hug and loves her boyfriend and wants to get married and wants to have a happy life and doesn't bother nobody. Her punishment also is to be turned into a monster.
Yeah,
What?
that makes sense though. Like you cannot be happy go lucky in this town. You're gonna stand out like a sore thumb. So you're gonna be a target. Like what do you got to be happy about? Every day is supposed to be miserable. You should be having PTSD. You never know if you're gonna make it to past evening. And here she is still somehow find the light. If I was a monster, she'd be the first person I take out. Like I want
Right.
everybody to be
Then
in
the
fear
other
all the time, And then getting back to what you were saying before, like why do you need Sophia? I think that if you have Sophia, it shows that Doug could take over anybody. I mean, well, yeah, he could take over anybody because Sophia was a normal person back in the Polaroid, and now here
Well,
he
we
is.
don't know that for a fact, eh? We
Mm,
saw her in this picture, but he could have been taking control of her body, or he could have been turning himself into her, because we don't even know for a fact that she is a other person and he's inhabiting her body. He
oh
could
yeah,
just be
that is
deciding
true.
to turn
That's
into
true.
this person, and she doesn't have to be a real person. It's
I
Tony, you
just
understand what I'm
assumed
saying?
she was one of the townspeople because she posted up in the Polaroid, like. So, but you're right. He could have been posing way back when too, you know.
But that has to go with what Tony was saying. Like, say what you're saying. You have any
Hmm.
picture? Okay. Say what you're saying. Was she young then, and the Manuel did something to possess her body, and now he just uses the body when he feels like it? Has he
Hmm.
done it to other bodies? And then the thing about Fatima is, if the other monsters looked at Fatima and thought that she's so nice and happy still in this bad situation, to hell with her, we don't like her, we want to turn her into a monster as well, then I would imagine that they would have done that before. So she did nothing wrong and became a monster, and a portion of the other monsters there also did nothing wrong and became monsters.
But
But also, you have
what did they
monsters
do?
that
Did
did
they give
kill their
did they
children
give
and they became
did they
monsters too.
give birth to the other monsters to these people? Did the grandma monster give birth to a fucking monster? And all these, is that
Them
how it, I
eggs
mean,
is dried up.
is this too much?
It's
It's
towards
just too much
monsterhood.
here. Father Daniels points out, and they did explain this in the show. Sophia, it was a pastime member. He can only take forms of the people from the dead that have been dead in the town. He said that in the show that's what
Oh
that's
yeah,
why they
okay.
do. That's why I
Yeah.
believe it will be an Elgin situation going on because he is on set. So that's the only way they really can explain that whole
Yeah.
situation going down with him. Yeah, he's on set. So that's the way it is. But why'd they pick her? Like, do you have to kill the person, or could they just die in there and you could take any form of anybody in
Mm,
that whole place?
Maybe Sophia was the Fatima of her time. She was the happy-go-lucky Bible thumping person. Like, don't worry,
Well,
Psalms,
no, and
whatever.
she just took the Bible thumping thing because she jumped in the car with the pastor.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they
yeah. No, I know,
made
but
that whole Bible shit up.
I'm just speculating. Maybe she was the happy-go-lucky girl of her timeline, and they was like, get her, like. I don't know. I think I'd probably be drunk every day if I was in from, or I would be on some militant, let's go hunt these people down. Because
Nah, I would.
I can't wake up every day and it's like, we gotta fight monsters, we gotta put up talismans. Like a earthquake could happen, anything could
Nah,
happen. Somebody could get drunk and knock it down.
I'm
Like,
trying to kill all these monsters every day of my life.
yeah,
Like, I'm
I'm
Because
trying to
you're
kill
probably
them
gonna
all.
die anyways, right? So you might as well go out killing some of these people.
I'm
And
Molotov cocktailing them. I'm gonna try every way to kill them. I'm gonna burn them. I'm
mhm.
a samurai sword them.
chlorine gas.
I'm gonna try to kill them everywhere I can try to kill them. You know what I mean? I'm going to torture these things.
Right,
Until
my
they
house
get
would be
good.
like so booby trapped. It would be like Home Alone. Like,
It would be, if you got bear traps in the woods, I would have took a bear trap back. Like I would have grabbed the bear trap, took the bear trap, and I would have caught one of them in the bear trap. Like I would catch these dudes. Like I'd make pits with spikes underneath it, like goddamn yellow jackets. This shit would be done. Like they
Because
wouldn't
they're
be close.
outnumbered. They are significantly outnumbered from what
There's
we
not that
see.
many monsters. There's not
They're
enough monsters.
outnumbered.
Not that many.
They're outnumbered like 5-1, at least 3-1. You know what I mean? So, and they don't seem to be that strong and like formidable.
agile.
Like definitely, you can beat them up. You
No,
can
Kenny
definitely beat
showed to
them up.
block that monster right to the floor like nothing.
Yeah, you can beat them up.
It took 3 of them to grab Boyd up.
Do you think we'll get more people coming to town or no?
They better not, man. They can't even give me stories on the people they got. I don't need to see nobody else.
I don't know. Might be a bus full of supermodels. You never know.
You know, that was such a great ending when
That was
that bus
that
pulled
was
up.
so
That
weird.
ending was so amazing, and they didn't do it justice after.
The models lost on their way to a photo shoot, right?
Oh yeah,
They might as well, the way this story is going, you might as well introduce some models. At least you'll get to see, some Victoria's Secret chicks or whatever. I don't have faith in whoever is driving this car. That's at this point. I really don't have faith in who's driving this car because I think it's going to end up some good entity playing some good entity and some bad entity selected these people, put them into this situation, and they are playing their own personal chess game with their souls. That is how it's going to end, and that is not a good enough answer.
All right. So we got here Black Panther saying they have tried to kill the monsters with materials they have in town. When shot them, they've shot them, and they know that don't work. Listen, it's because you can't kill someone and someone's bulletproof. Don't mean there ain't other ways to kill them.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. So they got bullets.
You can throw your blood on their face like Boyd did.
Yes,
throw your
Boyd.
blood on them and say some words.
What are there 6 million ways to die? Choose one. We're going through
Figure
all
one
of them.
out.
We're going through every
Run
one
through
of
the
the
list.
6
Let's
million
run
ways
through the
to
list.
kill
We have a
them.
lot of time. You run through that list.
We're going
I mean,
through
you're not going nowhere. You got all the time in the world.
Might as well try to kill some of these people. And if you die, well, meh, you die trying. You know?
I'm telling you more. I'm telling you, I'll be pit traps out there with spikes in it. I have that down there. I would have that. That's easy. I would have took that bear trap back. I would have had a bear trap out that bitch. I would have put fire on their ass. Molotov cocktail. They're walking, man.
Were they fighting prior to finding the amulets? They were just hiding in the holes, right?
They wasn't scared to death.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just hiding
hiding.
in different holes and different the cellar that they
Yeah, but
took
why didn't you
Fatima
turn those
to.
holes into pits? to make them fall down.
Maybe Acosta will rally the troops next season, and they gun hole.
I mean, you have all those holes, those pits people were hiding in. Use those damn pits and drop these motherfuckers in it.
They have all of the pieces to this jigsaw puzzle, and they just will not put it together. Like they have a lot of characters and props and whatnot that are interesting, like the box and whatever. They have a lot of interesting
That's right.
ideas in this, but they're just not showing us one.
You right, hey T. Hey T. Put some hot tar on these motherfuckers. Yeah. There's a lot of ways. Smack him in the face with a frying pan. Try everything. You got all these tools. You could build shit. Build shit and put them in there. Like, get them. These things ain't fleet of foot. They're walking.
If Boyd, Jade, Kenny, and some Acosta all found big sticks or big sticks or baseball bats or whatever, the four of them could take on one or two monsters, beat them up, kill one, take the other one, put the handcuffs on the other one, and drag them over, keep them in the sun. See if does the sun kill them like vampires? I don't know. Let's try it. Let's find some things out. Because that's the thing with the monsters too. The monsters' power level fluctuate significantly. One day they are just indomitable creatures that can eat your entire midrange in one gulp, one bite, and then the next day you can just push them down and they fall and punch them in the face.
Yeah, the first time you see them, they're able to break through the whole sides of the box. They can shatter that with their hands and go through. But next time it takes
three knocking on the door.
It takes three of them to hold Boyd down, and Kenny can shoulder block the one out of his way. Like you got to be consistent with their power level.
Yeah, it takes three of you guys to hold down one 60-year-old ex-veteran. Like what?
Yeah.
But
that was his New York spirit they was fighting.
Yeah, I mean, if it was Harold from New York, from Brooklyn,
that's what I said. It was his New York spirit they was fighting.
But I don't know if Boyd's character's from New York. I don't know if because he's from New York, he'd be a little bit more bad. He act like he's from New York though when he get mad. So he act like a New Yorker.
Yeah, he definitely do that Brooklyn stance when he pissed off yelling at Elgin.
Yeah, he stand on that business. He stand on that business. So I'm gonna say he's from there, even if he ain't from there. I'm gonna say he's born there and shit.
But Boyd is a really good character. I mean, he's a good character.
Someone said they have three talismans left. What does that do? Like taking the talismans, dropping them through the tree looks like they're resetting the game board, right? And they're going to be out there. They have three talismans left. Everyone. So what are they going to do? They're going to have everyone hide in Colony House together, and then eventually get on each other's nerves, and that's going to be the tension in it.
Shack up and tear each other apart.
It'll turn into freaking Friends. It'll turn into Friends.
It's going to be the opposite. They gonna kill each other, living on top of each other.
See, how you live on top of me? They're not going to kill. I'm just going to throw you out. Like I'm just gonna throw you out the house or shoot you. Like it's gonna be that quick. Like,
but that's a death sentence, though. If I throw you out the house, you ain't got no talisman. The monster's gonna get you. So
you have a chance to run
around.
I don't think I'm out running no monsters.
These monsters walk. Like I can look at them, laugh at them. I can sprint, and then catch my breath. By the time I get close, I can sprint again.
In the first episode, the grandmother was like on the second story taunting that little girl, so they could like fly and invoke superpowers and they want to.
They didn't explain if they could fly or not. That's not been explained. Well, that grandma just got some climbing skill, which I think is probably.
She got arthritis. Like, come on now.
She could jump
and Porn Stash, that girl, he opened up the second floor window when he when that chick was hollering at him and he got duped by her with the flowers. She was standing on air. She.
Yeah, but she was standing. She's climbed that motherfucker. That should have been the sting for him when he seen this chick climbing the wall like that. She should have been like, wait a second, I ain't messing with no chick who's got fingers that
She
can grip
probably
rock
got
like
turned
that.
on, like, oh, she
No,
carving the
no,
wall for
like
me. Ow.
if your fingers is rock, I don't want no chick with rock climbing fingers. All right, because them rock climbing powdered fingers, those
Nah,
things,
man.
those is rough. All
She
right, I
gonna
don't
go
need
Rough.
to
no
the
rough
highest mountains,
fingers
to the
like that.
top of the top for you, Tony. She
Rough and
gonna
hard.
Nah, I don't need to be touched by no rock climbing ass finger woman like that. That grip is too
Real
strong.
strength.
Like that grip strength's too strong. You don't know she can grip you raw. She may not know her own strength. Fuck you up, man. Like, nah, I can't be gripped up like that, man. You can't grip me with that. Like I'm not trying to be gripped up like that at all.
death by snake. If
Let me.
y'all know that reference.
This show is good. This show is good entertainment. I mean, plot holes and all. I mean, it's an entertaining show.
It is. I
And
love the show. I'm not
yeah,
criticizing the show because I don't like it. I'm criticizing because I wanted to do the.
some
I wanted
every
to
show
do
you
that.
watch has a ridiculous kind of has a ridiculous thing that happens in it that is like whatever. But like, great show. It's entertaining. It's a little bit frustrating at times, but like rage bait is a real thing. You know what I mean? So it could very
Mhm.
well be getting us a little bit mad.
Blackface. I don't have the calling number. I'm just letting people come on and talk and stuff. I didn't put the calling line number up there today. Maybe I'll do a call and I'll come back on later this week and do a call in number. But again, I'm working on these videos that like 30-minute long documentary style videos that take it a very long time to edit and everything and all this stuff. So that's a lot. It's taking up a lot of my time. So, but I'll do my best. Once I get ahead of the game, then it'll be different. You know what I mean? And all that good stuff. You know what I mean? But I love this show. Again, I love the show and everything else and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I don't, and I want the show to be great. Like someone in the comments section put in there, we all have to admit that From sucks, and I hate that people feel that way. But there's a lot of people who are in there that feel that way. This Blackface is like, let me tell you my theory. You can come in the chat, you can come online, and you can spit your theory. You can do it real fast if you want. And then I'm gonna get up out of here. But it depends how long this theory is. If this is like one of them book theories, like take 10 years to spit it, then we're gonna have to do it on another show because I gotta get up out of here. You know what I mean? But if you want to come on here real quick and just spit it out there, you could just do it. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to show yourself. He's like, nah. All right, nah. You say you want to hear my theory, then nah. All right, nah. All right, cool. You don't want to do it. All right, maybe next time you do it. How about that? You know what I mean, and all that good stuff and everything.
Come
All right.
on,
Hey,
don't
well,
be scared.
now it's a personal attack. No, what the theory is a personal attack against me? Or is that what it is? No, he's saying it won't be long. All right, we'll let him. I hope it is. That would be interesting. We'll put the link in the description here. One more time.
I have a theory that they're gonna find a fitted cap in the basement. It's gonna be a shout out to you, Tony.
They should have just hired me and let me look at the script. I wouldn't have told none. I would sign the NDA and everything, and you could have just had me come on there and do. Tony, do you like the Institute? Institute was terrible.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm being honest about it. Institute was terrible. And I'll tell you the reason why the Institute was terrible. And this is what it was. The main actor who played the main boy just couldn't hold that role down. It just was too much for him. I'm not saying he's a bad actor, but I think to hold that main role down, he just wasn't able to do it. The little boy who played the Jay character did a better job than him. The other girl, the black girl, did a better job than him. The other people did a better job than him. I just don't think he was up for that role at that time in his life. I just don't think he was convincing at it and stuff. So that's what I think.
At the end, we need to set aside, when you're ready, we need to set aside about 5 minutes for me to get your thoughts and you to get my thoughts of the House of the Dragon season 3.
We'll do a whole video on that and everything else. And all that.
Nice.
All right. Well, Blackface is here. Let's hear the theory, brother.
All right, what's up, man? I'll be quick. So just if you need me to shut up or anything, just shut me up, all right?
Yep.
So, okay.
Good evening.
you know how in the first season they're talking about like book 74, and he's saying
Yeah.
like, or okay, and 47's also been like a big part of like, okay, so in the Catholic Bible they have 73 books, and book 47 is the book of Matthew, and we have the Matthew's family, so that's like a really big hint. And then when you go about to chapter 4 verse 7 in book 47, it's Jesus being tempted by like the devil or whatnot. And just to kind of back up, I do think it's like crossroad theories, because it's like America and whatnot, and it's like a deal with the devil, crossroads folklore, whatnot, kind of like the town, you know what I mean? So the man in the yellow is like kind of like Mephisto, or just the devil figure. He could, you know what I mean, or a demon. I think he's Mephisto because like that's typically who the crossroads folklore is associated with and whatnot. But yeah, pretty much with the Bible verses, like they came in, they've mentioned the priest, the no Bibles. Like I said, they had a whole so when they're entering into season 4, the season 3 episode 9 and season 3 episode 10, it was called Revelations chapter 1, Revelations chapter 2, which is the end of book 73. So he comes into the season 4 with the Bible killing the priest. So like season 3, they're pretty much saying like we're going into book 74 now. When he comes into it, they had like a whole episode called book 74 at the, you get what I mean? Like, can you not see all the
I do. I see everything that you're saying, and I say that all lines up perfectly. And I think that it's quite possible that you could be right here. I mean, I'm not going to tell you that that's a bad theory at all. It's a very good theory, and all those things do line up with what they have showed us.
Yeah. Anyways, I know you said you're in a rush, so I ain't trying to take up your time, man. But appreciate you letting me up, and then like I said, do your thing, and then maybe next time when you're on, I'll hop on again or something.
Yeah, we could flesh it out more thing, but it sounds good to me, brother.
Yeah, take it easy, boss.
All right, man. Peace out.
Well, it's a pretty solid theory.
It is. It is definitely a solid theory. It's definitely. I like it.
The thing for me about some of these theories that are around is I think the people that think of the theories are significantly more, not more intelligent, but they are looking deeper into the material than the people that created the material.
Yeah, and I told Taryn that too. I told Taryn when he came up with all that stuff, I specifically told him that the stuff you're saying is great, but I don't think they're looking into it as deep as you're looking into it. And I wish they would have, but I just don't see that's the case. Now, this theory that we just heard, it's just taking from the titles basically and everything else and all that. And if that I could see them doing, that's simple enough for them to do that with. And I think that theory right there is more plausible than Bigfoot showing up, you know, and everything, you know, and all that good. So, you know, I love Taryn, but I don't know. I don't believe the Bigfoot and the Benjamin Franklin kite stuff and all that. I think he's got a lot of it right, but that stuff, I think he just goes a little bit over and stuff. But you know, that Bible thing with those things and everything he says fits 100%. And if it works out like this, and now they're going into that with Revelations was the end of book 73 with that chapter, and now they're going into 74, the unwritten book, then that would all make sense. I like the theory. It sounds good to me.
Okay. It would also make sense that there's no Bible in the town. That's what Father Cartry said, you know.
But there's one no, right?
Everything always comes back to Bigfoot. You're correct. It always does.
There is a Bible on set. No,
Bigfoot's an alien, though.
Sophia.
Yeah, Bigfoot could be an alien. And all that. All right, let me get up out of here. Been on. I gotta get some stuff done before I get to bed. I got a long day tomorrow.
All right.
And everything else.
Good night to everybody. I'm jumping out.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Peace out to everybody in the chat. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I really appreciate it. Y'all coming out. I will try to come back on here later on this week and do some more stuff with you. Have Phil and stuff join me. We'll get the House of the Dragon stream before it's all going. And I'll have those new videos soon and everything else and all that good stuff. I have those those new videos out there. So look forward to look to those, and when they do drop, please support them. I really appreciate it. And if you like the way I do we gotta end it in style, right? Wait a second. Not yet. Let's end it in style here. And if you like the way I do this, thumbs up the video, put it across the realm, and subscribe. Until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.
So, like, if Acosta had to create her perfect man, like an avatar, this